Oh dear me. Good afternoon everyone, it's KrebsCOHO here with a Company of Heroes replay. Sorry about the wee yawn right there. I'm actually wondering if you guys had to yawn because of that as well. It's actually a little bit of a strange phenomenon, isn't it? That people yawn when they see other people yawn. I think it might actually pass on to animals as well. Possibly. Does it? I think this is a few theories that try to explain why people yawn as a result of others, but nobody knows for certain. Maybe they'll find out one day. But anyway, guys, I hope you're all doing very well. We're going to be doing a brand new map on this channel. Today we're going to be doing a 2 vs 2 on Etavaux. As you can see, this is Etavaux. We're also going to be looking at 2 Americans versus 2 Wehrmacht. So, let's introduce the players today. We're going to be looking at B747 as one of the Americans. And as the other one, we've got evilInaCIoset. On the western side of the map, we've got DualMixed as one of the Wehrmacht. And his ally in crime is going to be DualMixed as well. Similar names, except the L has been switched for the I for, I believe, this DualMixed. And that's how you can tell that they are a team, because they have similar names. Come on. What are the chances of 2 people having the exact same names and then getting into the same match? Very slim. Very slim. So, this is a map that has been recently added into the 2 vs 2 auto match rotations. It's been here for a little bit of time, but in the relative scale of Company of Heroes, it's been added recently, and it's fresh. I like it, because we just watch normal 2 vs 2 maps, and it gets a little bit boring after time. So it's nice to see that some players have uploaded replays on this map, keeping it all fresh, as I like to say. Right, so we're at the 6-second mark. I know I've gone a little bit fast. Shame on you, Krebs, for being too trigger happy. At the 6-second mark, and we're going to be getting started in 3 seconds. So 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. 7, 8, 9, and 10, and on we go to another very exciting matchup in the Company of Heroes battlefield. So before any newbies ask me why Krebs, why do you count up to 10? I'll repeat this every so often. It's because sometimes people watch replays and they listen to my voice at the same time, and it's just for them to be synced up. That is why I do it. Hopefully I'll never be asked again, but chances are I probably will. I have too much faith in you guys. Way too much faith, indeed. So anyway, let's take a look at the geography of this map. As you can see, it's rectangular in form, so I guess like Duclair, isn't it? It's probably the same dimensions as Duclair. But, as you can see, one very defining feature of the map is that it has a big valley or ridge right in the middle of the map. A ravine, rather. Right in the middle of the map, and that sort of separates it in 2. As I like to call it, I actually like to call it the Valley of the Shadow of Death. Okay, you might already be guessing what song that one's from. That's from Coolio Gangsta's Paradise. As I walk through the Valley of the Shadow of Death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left, because I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone, and I ain't never heard of yeah, that song. I'm not going to keep on rapping. Who wants to hear Krebs sing? But that is what I like to call this place, this ravine, the Valley of the Shadow of Death, because if you played on this map before, or a few times, you'll probably realize that this is the shadow of the Valley of the Shadow of Death, because anyone that goes in here, it's almost like no man's land. You're asking to be shot from up on top of this hill or that hill, and so it does actually quite frequently change sides. Whereas, it's just a natural sort of thing of the map, isn't it? Because this is more easier to defend for one side, that's more easier to defend for that side, and so in the middle, it's just no man's land. That's for that side anyway. Over down south, you can see that it's more open and spacious, with obstacles in the middle over here, allowing for some more tactical options to get cover to attack your opponent. Alright, so let's take a look at what's going down along the field. Actually, before we concentrate on the action, I want to describe the points on this map. Sorry, I had a pizza and I had a little bit of gas in my stomach. Not that you want to know or care about. But all the points on the map are low points, with the exception of a few stray medium munitions points. As you can see down here, here, and here, those are the only medium munitions points on the map. So because there's so many low fuel points, that could mean that teching up is going to be hampered for both factions, or both sides, and it's going to become quite important to capture what low fuel points you can. But then again, if you can't capture them, it might not necessarily mean the end of the world. Usually maps where there's higher fuel points, like Duclair for example, losing a higher fuel point is going to be more of a critical loss than a lower fuel point, for example. Alright, so let's take a look what's going on. You can see DualMixed has got a few motorcycles out. He's got 2 of them anyway, so I guess he's going to be the harassing guy on the team. We've got Pioneers working together to repair the motorcycles. Just getting some repairs off in the middle of the battlefield, why not? You know, if that's their hobby, that they like repairing stuff, if they miss being a mechanic back home, hell, it doesn't matter, they can go ahead and do that. Put on your welding masks and just go repair that motorcycle. The Americans getting some riflemen out. This American down here has a Jeep, and look what he's doing. He's actually putting up some sandbags and also having that Jeep just to see what's going on nearby. Notice how he can actually like get sight over these over this fence and over this wall and over this pile of logs, just mystically getting sight. But hey ho, this is Company of Heroes 1, not Company of Heroes 2. And they also put down a machine gun emplacement. And the nice thing about the American MGs is that they have a large cone of fire. He's also putting down barbed wire here to prevent anyone from coming around the flank and knocking out this MG with, I don't know, bullet fire, flamethrowers, whatever. So it just means that they're forced into the range of fire, the more center of the cone. Whilst up north, we've got some flamethrowers spewing some flames, setting these guys alight, cooking them. And that is them retreating because they realize, not a good day, too hot for my liking here. Rifleman gonna be getting pulverized, possibly. Well, if the motorcycle stayed there, but then again, he's gonna run away. He's got a bit of a flame on the front side of it, leaving a smoke trail behind. But this rifleman squad is very, very badly injured. I'm surprised he's actually even keeping it on the battlefield. Yeah, that's why you don't keep that badly damaged rifleman squad on the battlefield. 3 men in the squad, each with a fraction, minute amount of health. Just asking to get killed there. They should have got retreated back ages ago. Before they died. Like these guys right now, there's 5 of them in a squad, which you would think, oh, that's going to be quite hard to take on. Except look how little their health is. That means that pretty much all of them have almost non-existent health. And so they'll die from bullet fire. Oh my god, that engineer was skidding along the ground there on his knees. Putting down some more mines and just harassing. If there's something you can say about the Americans right now, they are right on the toes of the Wehrmacht, aren't they? Look at this, they have crossed over the bridge, they have crossed over the valley of the shadow of death, and they have even started putting down mines along the common footpaths that the Wehrmacht would go through, not only up here but also down south. This looks pretty damn grim, and you can almost imagine that this would be a sealed deal for the Americans. They would have just easily win this game at this point. I mean, the Wehrmacht can't even break out of the base. Americans taking up some refuge inside this house here, just trying to stay offensive all the time. But what's actually really, really common, see, if you were in this position against your opponent and you realize, oh, we're on their doorstep, we're making a huge push here, we're going to do absolutely fine. A lot of times, and it's really strange, a lot of times you'll actually be on their doorstep, but you'll still get pushed back. If you're in the Americans' position, you'll get pushed back. And that's simply because the Wehrmacht base is right there. They can easily go back, reinforce, move on up forward. The distance to actually get back on the field is very, very short. So if you're going to try to make this work, an offensive push, you need to have a forward barracks somewhere. You need to have a forward barracks somewhere if you want success. So you can get your guys back, replenish them, reinforce them rather, get down a medic tent, and then you can keep on fighting on that front. Otherwise it's going to be quite difficult to do. MG42 looking like he's going to go down in a second, and what? How did he not go down? Did they try to go for the Pioneers instead? That actually looked like they went for the Pioneers instead. Come on, easily could have finished off that MG. I know the Pioneers have minesweepers on them and you want to get rid of them, but come on. Maybe that's why they wanted to get rid of them, because they have minesweepers, and it's going to reveal that mine right there. Oh well, look at that go. Are they going to get rid of it, or are they just going to hang about? Maybe. I think they're trying to. Yeah, that's it. That's the mine gone. Funny thing is, they don't actually get the munitions back, it just gets rid of the mine. A long time ago when I first started playing this game, I used to be like, oh, minesweepers are so good because you can just get your munitions, you can pick up their mines, steal the munitions. That's absolutely amazing. No, you can't. You don't get any munitions back from it, unfortunately. Would be cool, but you don't, unfortunately. So, it looked like down south of the Wehrmacht were actually making a bit of a push, but this was pushed back to their base again. And so the Americans are recapturing what they momentarily lost. Let's go take a look at what's going on in the base. B747 has got his supply yard down. Wonder what he's going to get. This American has gone for a triage center, so he's probably going to go more heavy infantry oriented, and I'm guessing this guy's going to go for, yep, a motor pool. Nice, pushing units indeed. If you can tell that the Americans have plus 35 income at the moment, let's take a look at the Wehrmacht. They've got plus 10 fuel income. Huge difference. And I guess as soon as you capture the center fuel points, then it makes a huge difference. Krebs, I love your calves. Hope I get featured on your latest video. Indeed, you have been featured. You're famous. Say hello to your mother. As a lot of people tend to do. Hello, Mom. As if their mom would actually watch my cast. Be cool if they did, though. Wow, that's pretty cool. They're actually putting some barbed wire down along the entire length of the walls. That's brilliant. That's a good. That's a really good thing to do. Now they can't get a safety against the wall, preventing them from getting green cover, which is directional. Yellow cover, I've said this in a few other casts, yellow cover is omnidirectional. You can be anywhere and it doesn't matter. You can be any side of the wall and it wouldn't matter. But green cover is directional. So if you want cover from oncoming fire in this place, then you would need to be behind the wall where this barbed wire is. So being very effective with that use of barbed wire, loving it. And so the Wehrmacht have basically pushed back the Americans, and they are taking the fuel points in the Valley of the Shadow of Death. Man, I just keep on getting that tune of Coolio, Gangsta's Paradise in my head. It's a pretty cool tune, actually. Right, so we've got some tank traps put down right on this small train track bridge, as you can see, preventing anyone from crossing over that side. I think that's actually a mechanic in the game that's not actually supposed to be there. From what I heard anyway, it's sort of an abusive mechanic, and I don't think it was intentionally put into the game. It's just the fact that the tank trap is that small, and it conveniently can be placed in front of the entrance of a bridge and block it off. Yeah, kind of strange, but I guess they never fixed it. Oh well, maybe in Company of Heroes 2, perhaps, hopefully. Let's see, we've got some Wehrmacht putting down mines over here. Still not managed to take out this machine gun emplacement, and funnily enough, if this Pioneer took out this barbed wire, I don't think this machine gun emplacement could see him. I don't think it would have the sight. Well, hopefully not anyway. But he could try going in for it. I don't see why not. It's always a good idea. Putting down 2 mines in this location. Cool stuff. I think this is the... Oh, first vehicle coming out for the Americans, and it's not an M8. This is a little bit funny. He went for a M3 half-track first. Maybe he just wants to reinforce the stuff on the field. Up north, we've got barbed wire put down by... More barbed wire put down by the Wehrmacht. Look at this. They're putting rows of it. They don't want the Americans going down here at all. In fact, they want to try to delay, I'm guessing what they want to do is try to delay the Americans' advance as much as possible, because as we all know, as soon as the Wehrmacht are able to get up to a higher tier, so the Panzer Command, the Sturm Armory, it tends to be that the Wehrmacht win a later game, a game that is extended, just because they can get veterancy out, they have access to powerful tanks, and so if you can try to delay your opponent from moving in, then that's great. But unfortunately, that initiative that the Americans have had of pushing the Wehrmacht so far back to their base allow them so much fuel income that they have now Shermans out on the field. They have Shermans out on the field, and look at this cluster of Wehrmacht infantry and units. You got, I believe, 2 packs here to take on the Sherman, which is adequate enough. 2 packs is good. You got 3 snipers, and you have all this stuff. This is just asking for a barrage of some sort of artillery, isn't it? All this stuff. I'm not exactly sure what this M4 Sherman is trying to play at. Oh my gosh, he is so lucky he even survived that. I'm really surprised, to be honest with you guys, that the M4 Sherman actually survived that. All those shots from the Packs and the Panzer Shreks and the Panzer Fausts. But look at this, blood in their eyes. No, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh dear. lost a Volksgrenadier squad and almost lost another one in just trying to take out the Sherman. I mean, if you're going to take out a valuable target, you might as well do it and be successful with it and then lose something, but don't lose something without actually getting some reward or benefit out of it. But I suppose on the nice side, at least that there's medics picking up the dead Volksgrenadiers on the ground, gonna be converting them into zombie squads. But oh, what the hell is this? Look what we've got going on. We have the Americans sneaking on down south. You guys could have seen this on the tactical map or the mini map. You could have seen this, but all these guys moving on into the Wehrmacht base, and you can see tons of riflemen and engineers along with a half-track right here. No matter, these riflemen don't have to retreat at all. They can just reinforce next to the half-track. And they're going to be harassing like hell. If anyone wants to retreat back to this HQ, that is going to be almost instant death against this amount of squads. And also the quad on top of the half-track here. And look at that. These stormtroopers, I imagine, are going to get torn apart. Come on. Are they going to get torn apart? Are they going to get torn apart? Oh my gosh, we've got reinforcements coming in from DualMixed with his triple snipers. He's trying to get cover behind the HQ here. And what are the engineers trying to do? Yes, they are putting down demolition charges. That is why I thought they were in the base in the first place. What is the point of bringing in engineers when they don't have any upgrades or anything on them or in particular? Well, it'd be useful for them to get demolition charges, and that is what they've done. I guess they were trying to go in for a base assault and try to destroy as much as possible, but unfortunately, Ace Stu coming out on the field and denying them of what they hoped would be a quicker victory. Instead, the M3 half-track in retreat and all the men in full sprint away as fast as possible. The Stu left a huge dent in the American riflemen squads there, killing off a lot of guys. The AT gun wants to take out the Stu, but unfortunately the Stu is going to have an easy time just even getting around it. I mean, the Stu has to pivot around on the taxis to actually shoot this thing, but doesn't matter. One AT gun by itself with no support, too bad. MG gun is going to go down, yep, and now they can actually move back in and start pushing on forward, these Wehrmacht over here. So what was meant to be good intentions left to something a little bit more sour. Artillery was put down, I believe, from the Americans. Looked like a howitzer shoot, damaging the buildings, and also the demolition charge is still right in front of the base. The reason he hasn't, if you're in a cast, I'd like to say that I love my girlfriend, Alyssa. Oh, that is so nice. And even your name is Division Alyssa. Talk about absolute devotion. When is Valentine's Day? I think it's like the 15th. I don't know. I don't even have a girlfriend anymore, so I don't care about Valentine's Day. It's my first Valentine's Day without having somebody. This is so sad. You guys used to be... If not, then this is very embarrassing. Nah, it's alright, man. This is, if you guys don't know, I mean, I mentioned this like ages ago, but I broke up with my girlfriend back in September. But anyway, back onto the actual Company of Heroes bit. They haven't destroyed the demolition charge because they're just waiting for somebody to go in front of that HQ and might as well get a bigger impact on there. I believe Pioneers with Minesweepers can actually destroy that or take out that demolition charge, but the demolition charge can be activated at any time, even when Minesweepers are trying to deactivate it. So up on north over here, we've got a bombing run coming down, unfortunately missing pretty much everything and not even damaging anything at all. I think what would have made a lot more sense is going in for something like around the bunker, but hey-ho, I guess not. Something happened over here. We had, oh! Stu going on down. I believe that must have been from the AT gun. It's kind of hard to focus because you got two fronts of attacks at the moment, but it's pretty much just a stalemate right now. One side up here, one side over there, and you've also got the riflemen moving on up forward because they want to make another counterattack. Unfortunately, they didn't have success, and now they want to have success. Oh, look at that. That must be indeed the infantry doctrine selected by B747. Let's head on over to this gentleman. And yep, he was the guy that threw down that howitzer shoot. He's also got defensive operations, of course, on his riflemen because he put down the mines over there. And defensive operations comes before the howitzer shoot. So, nicely complimenting himself. I guess he's going to be saving his command points right now because he wants to get an actual artillery howitzer, which would be helpful in sort of dislodging some of these Wehrmacht, especially this one over here, who has a bunker placed down at the moment. But look at this, we've got the Americans with that Sherman I wonder if that's actually the same one that just got repaired. I think it must have been. If it's got so many kills, yeah, I think it must have been the same one. The one that just would not die. The one that just got away. And so the Americans over here have back-teched from the tank depot and gone up to the weapons support center. And that's why they have snipers out in the field, which is nice. Nice stuff indeed. Not only have the Wehrmacht got some snipers, but it's also going to be great at countering those snipers and also take out some of this infantry over here. Notice how howitzers just been placed down by B-747, trying to dislodge the Wehrmacht. I don't know what they're trying to go for, to be honest with you guys. Maybe they're just trying to get rid of the packs, because if they can get rid of the pack, then the Sherman can move in, and that will make maybe, hopefully, some sort of push. So what was that? That was a recon run of sorts. And I guess the snipers wanted to actually take out the snipers, but instead they got counter-sniped! No! Oh dear. A lot of times what people will do, they'll actually call down a recon run thinking that will expose the enemy snipers for a long period of time. But it doesn't actually work like that. Yes, they do get revealed, but it's not for a long period of time. And what you actually seen there was they were pretty much cloaked again. Not instantly, but very rapidly. And that gave enough time for those snipers that were on retreat for the Americans. One of them to get counter-sniped. Oh, that's terrible. Turned around in the face of you. What you tried to do to them got turned around on you. Alright, so we got two Shermans out here, and still that pesky pack at the back over there, just providing that support that's preventing the Shermans from even moving in. They just need that freaking pack out right now, but they cannot take it out. Howitzer putting down a few shells on the front over here. To be honest, I'd like to see it more back. You should try to aim for where the more valuable targets are, like the bunker. I mean, you might as well just keep on bombarding that thing, because that's just going to keep on giving the Wehrmacht free zombie grenadiers, free Nazi zombies. Anyway, flak out on the field by Dual, and that is going to be firing miles away as long as it has sight. Down south, we've got some more conflicts at the moment. What the heck is that? That looks like a verb. No, that can't be a verbal thing. Ostwind, probably. Ostwind. We didn't actually see where. Must have come out for DualMixed, but we didn't actually see what happened to it. As I was saying, there's too much going on in the field at once. It can't concentrate on absolutely everything that's going on. Focusing on the battle up north, whilst nothing else is happening down south. You can just see that the Wehrmacht are pushing back out. And up north, still, it's pretty much a tie in terms of resource points. Points being captured and split between both factions at the moment. Oh dear, this flak shooting across the map. You can see the torn body parts flying on up into the air. Oh dear. It's quite an effective sort of anti-infantry unit, isn't it? I mean, it's don't get me wrong, it's not an anti-infantry dedicated unit. But occasionally, every now and then, because it has a blast radius when it hits the ground, it can actually hit some guys and kill them. So be careful indeed. Let's go take a look at what the Wehrmacht are up to in their base. This DualMixed is a badly damaged base. Just look at this. You got flaming Wehrmacht quarters with chunks of stone taken out of it. He's got a Panzer Command over there, and we got a recon run coming on over. What is this meant to do? I guess it's meant to see what they have, not necessarily reveal any snipers, just to see what they have. Those snipers by DualMixed up there are in relative safety. Yeah, not really much going on at the moment here. The Americans just trying to capture no man's land and then move on up forward. Over in this Wehrmacht's base, he's just got T2 Krieg barracks. This is a little bit interesting. I want to see what he's got, actually. That's DualMixed, it's Blitzkrieg. Other one has gone for defensive commander, and that's what I thought he might have gone for. If he's gone for T2 Krieg barracks, and he's just gone for bunkers and such, and also that flak, obviously that stands just, it screams of defensive commander. And that's why he has lots of infantry. So this is, in a way, what Krebs' favorite doctrine is. And this is Krebs' favorite doctrine, and also how to use it. When you have lots and lots of infantry, and also a medic bunker, getting loads of free squads out of it. So anyway, another recon run coming down, and just spotting what's out on the field. We got, what's that, howitzer shoot, I believe? A howitzer shoot coming down, and that must be a normal howitzer. Right on top of the flak. Decrewing it, not actually destroying it. and just living up to the name of, oh my god, an artillery magnet. Wow, those guys in the pack right there absolutely torn apart. Nailed that one. Down south, still the Wehrmacht trying to take a hold of no man's land, but with no success really. Tons of smoke coming down. What the hell was this from? Was this mortars? Was this mortars? We'll find out in just a second here. I believe that this is Wehrmacht mortars. Look at that. Wehrmacht mortars putting down the smoke. Nice. Good option for them to do it. Why they did it was because they wanted to capture the VPs and capture the points down here. And when you have all that smoke giving you cover, then the accuracy on top of your infantry in there is highly reduced, and so you guys can live a lot longer than you would normally, allowing you to capture those points. Very nice tactics and strategy by the Wehrmacht. Loving that sort of stuff. Using your mortars effectively. Oh, good on you. Good on you, man. 2 thumbs up to that. How many times do you see people use mortars like that? Not very often. But anyway, it's still pretty much a stalemate, isn't it? You got these exchangement of blows of artillery on top of something else, and then people trying to capture no man's land, but nothing of the sorts that's making a huge push. Stormtroopers here, get out, get out, get out. 3 riflemen with bars is way too much to handle, even if you got MP44s. And oh my god, I wouldn't have doubted if this squad goes down, and could they go down? Oh man, this last one is running like as if he was on a bunch of hot coals, on a trail of hot coals. He's running as fast as he can out of there. And he is back in home and safety, at least alive. Alright, but throwing out some stickies on top of the stew over here, just to harass it a little bit. Not going to be able to destroy it, just harass it. More smoke canisters coming down, using this to a great effect. But then again, they can also work against you. I mean, look at this. If smoke comes down and the Americans move in, then they have an advantage of just moving on up without taking any shots. Look at these snipers go. Go snipers go! Go snipers go! Kill as many guys as you can. Shoot right down from the top of a hill and somehow curve your bullet down into the valley of the shadow of death. I don't know how you do it, but you just make those curve shots work. Cool mechanics, cool mechanics. Alright, it's got 2 American snipers over there, 2 Wehrmacht snipers. One of the Wehrmacht snipers must have gone down or something. I'm surprised this flak hasn't been destroyed yet. Jeez, oh, taking so many shots to destroy. I guess the majority of damage comes from direct shots. There we go! Finally finishing it off. The flak is finally gone. Artillery magnet, much? Everything is an artillery magnet if you're a defensive commander. Your bunkers, your flak. Yeah. Gotta be careful there. Alright, let's take a look at evilInaCIoset. We haven't seen... he's gone for his airborne doctrine, obviously. Haven't seen any paratrooper squads out, funnily enough. Just... recon runs. Tons of recon runs coming down. You can tell that the snipers really want to kill these enemy snipers so badly, but it's just they get covered too fast again. They get cloaked way too fast again. And so they don't have enough time. But again, it's probably a good thing. Imagine if it was as easy as just cloaking your guys. Or as easy as throwing down a recon run and just seeing what your opponent has right away, and then for a long while. Wouldn't really be fair. You'd just kill snipers straight away. Okay, so Sherman's badly injured. But these Shermans, they've done 5 kills, 12 kills. It's not bad, don't get me wrong, it's not bad. But they're playing so defensively. It's because that's all they can really do. They can't move on forward, can they? They can only play defensively because there's just far too much superiority with the anti-tank for the Wehrmacht. Oh no! Sniper going down! You heard that! You heard the commentator saying sniper killed in action. Oh dear, it's not working at all for the Americans here, is it? They want to kill the Wehrmacht so bad, they're snipers, but it's just not working at all. Down south, the Americans still trying to push on forward, and a Tiger coming out for DualMixed, finishing off the end of one tree for his Blitzkrieg doctrine. That's the Tiger with the Tales of Valor skin on it. I guess maybe this will make a big change, at least pushing on forward. Nobody's made a huge push at the moment. It's all still quite a bit of a stalemate right on throughout the game. Trying to get who can get the bigger push, who can make the opponent make a mistake. Just find your windows of opportunity, but still no big windows of opportunity. Alright, so if the Americans can get artillery, hell, the Wehrmacht can get artillery as well. So they got some Stukas out in the field right now, moving them on around. I'm just going to be firing them down on the Americans here. And that's what they need. Sometimes the best counter to enemy artillery is with your own artillery. It works. Alright, so what we got going down at the moment is that both Wehrmacht have actually teamed on up. One Tiger's moving on in with a big push, and you've got some infantry supporting. But look at that, snipers just huddling away. Over down south in the Wehrmacht base, you can see that there's some riflemen that have sneaked on inside. Not good at all. One sniper going down. So whilst this Wehrmacht that was down south has taken his units up north to help his ally, this has left his base open to an attack. And so what's been going down here is that you've got riflemen throwing stickies onto the Tiger. Trying to move on forward. Stukas in the back, putting down a barrage. Let's see what they can hit. They are just hitting down over here. I guess maybe they were thinking that the Americans would retreat back to the base once they see that the Stukas were coming down, and then try to trick their opponent with Stukas on top of the retreat point. But unfortunately that didn't work. And so Blitzkrieg being used by the DualMixed over here with the Tiger, just allowing him to shoot faster, move faster. Oh no! Wehrmacht sniper going down. Over in the Wehrmacht base, we've got the HQ down for this gentleman here. Sniper dead. Sniper is dead by this M3 half-track, which has double veterancy on it. Wow. Double veterancy for a half-track. That is rare to see. And these engineers free roam to blow up whatever they like. There you go. Demolition charge. Taking out what looked like to be 2 in 1. Surely not. Come on. That had to have at least 2 demolition charges. Doing a cast. Hi Krebs. Do you play with subscribers? Yes, I do. But usually during live streams. There are so many of you guys. There are so many of you guys that love Krebs, that you want to play games with Krebs so often that I cannot go around. There's not enough Krebs to spread around to all of you guys. That's why I usually leave it for live streams when I can get like 4v4 games in with you guys and that sort of shebang. Anyway, a mobilized Tiger down here. I'm not exactly sure if this is going to be a base destruction of sorts. I guess DualMixed here with the Tiger wanted to get some big casualties on the Americans. And don't get me wrong, they've taken out the howitzer, they've taken out the Shermans as well. They've taken out a few units. But, oh no, the base of the Americans is pretty much intact, isn't it? Whilst down south, the Wehrmacht's base is disintegrated, is evaporated, it no longer exists. So definitely not a great position to be in for this DualMixed guy. I wish their names were different. I don't want to keep on saying DualMixed because they're both DualMixed. DuaIMixed. Whatever. And surprisingly, this Wehrmacht isn't really helping on out. Now he's helping, I think. I think he finally recognizes, oh gosh sake, I need to go help my ally out down south because his base is getting torn apart. We'll just keep our Tiger in their base and now just delay them anything. It would just keep their minds occupied. Alright, Tiger being destroyed by the M10, gaining veterancy 1 on it instantly. Vet 3 out for the M3 half-track right now. And that is the reinforcements available to DualMixed, who has lost his HQ. I like how you get a free officer from that as well, just to supervise or help the supervise the repairs of the building. Anyway, so you can build it up faster, as you can see. Yeah, you got that supervision icon right there. Anyway, the M3 half-track going down. Also a bunch of American units because of the barrage of Stukas. But whilst they had to go help down south, this left a great opportunity for the Americans to just waltz in to this flank where the Wehrmacht were previously and just start harassing them. So down here we've got a bit of an engagement going on. Is M10 going to try to crush? Well, it looked like it was trying to, but they retreated, so they're healthy. At least they're going to be getting on out of there. HQ getting repaired quite rapidly. This is only from 2 Pioneer squads and also that officer supervising. So it'll be helped pretty damn soon. Giving them the availability of calling out another Tiger probably soon, I imagine. Yeah, there we go. Pretty interesting thing to know, when you don't have an HQ, you actually get half the manpower income. So as you can see, half the manpower income, you'll see that double in just a second. Yeah, there you go, up to over 300. Is he going to be calling out another Tiger? Yeah, he did. He called down Blitzkrieg Doctrine first before actually calling out the Tiger. Interesting choice. Obviously, it'd make more sense to call out your Tiger first, but it was only a few seconds, whatever. And trying to defend this base as best as he can. Hold on, I don't want to lose my base. Americans were so close to actually just pounding away at the Wehrmacht there, weren't they? They destroyed the base, but I'm surprised they actually weren't able to push on this flank. Must be that evilInaCIoset lost his Shermans, and then he just didn't really have anything to move on in with, did he? Okay, but that is the Tiger just getting on repaired, and wow, I can't believe it. I can't believe it! The Americans look like they had this in the bag! They look like they had it in the bag. This was going to be an easy sort of thing. They just move on up forward, destroy the bunker, go attack these Stukas and take them out. But it didn't happen! Oh man. I don't know, some strange stuff. I guess it comes down to unit preservation, isn't it? You know, those Shermans definitely could have helped both of them, but that Tiger was obviously there. I don't know, man. It's a hard thing to say, because I think what they should have done was they should have just attacked the Tiger with their Shermans, and then as soon as they started taking quite a bit of damage, just got him out of there. Get the Shermans out of there, get them repaired, and just attack again or something. Tiger was immobilized in the base, couldn't really go anywhere. Chase after the Shermans if it wanted to. Anyway, supply drops coming down, getting some extra munitions, some extra fuel, and some weapons if they want it. MG42, or HMGs rather. And also some mortars. But the Wehrmacht with obviously superiority in terms of armored vehicles right now. They got that Tiger out on the field. Which is very, very threatening at the moment. Look at that! How could you not say that is threatening when just a whole bunch of guys are torn apart in one shot? Already 14 infantry kills. One American squad going down. Already 14 infantry kills on this Tiger. Ridiculous. It was just called onto the field not that long ago. And that's paid off quite a bit of that debt already. At least half of it. Or so. Anyway, whilst all that was going on, the Americans have been grouping up a massive offensive down south with 4 M10s. 4 M10s could definitely help the American up north, but I guess what they're trying to do is get the element of surprise, harass the Wehrmacht base, maybe try to force him into coming back to his base. 4 M10s on up here. And now they're going to be attacking this HQ, whilst on up north we've got the Americans just trying to fend off for this base. But I don't know, man. I don't think they're going to have the ability to do so. All these guys grouped up and just infantry. If you're going to be taking on your opponent, at least separate your guys. Double vet American squad going down. Another M10 out on the field. But a very, very highly health Tiger out in the field. So what is this going to become? Like a double base attack? We've got the Americans base up here being attacked. Down south we've got this base being attacked with the Wehrmacht. Maybe they're trying to go in for a victory by just base destruction. Stuka going to be firing down on top of all the M10s here. Notice that this might be collateral damage on top of the HQ. Just a little bit, but it had to be done. It had to be done in order to combat these M10s that were sort of grouped up together. At least 2 of them going down. 1 is still survived. Actually, 3 of them went down. 1 is still alive. Another M10 up here destroyed, and what looked to be like something that might have been a glimpse of hope for the Americans to actually win this game by a base destruction. Actually just complete reversal now, and now it looks like that the Wehrmacht have the upper hand with the Tiger on up in the base, taking shots. Still a lot of health available to it, about 50%. A very powerful tank, artillery coming down on top of it, and nothing to counter it by evilInaCIoset. Literally nothing by evilInaCIoset on the field to actually take it on. Only stuff available is by his ally B747, who only has a few stray infantry squads out on the field. He needs support on up here, but there's not much that can actually help him. Oh dear. Tiger has free roam to keep on destroying this base, and I guess it's just turned around. What happens? Oh jeez, actually his HQ was destroyed. I was gonna say that his HQ was destroyed once, and now it's the Americans' turn, but the HQ of this Wehrmacht destroyed twice now. But still, there is not enough power behind the American army to move on up into the second Wehrmacht base and destroy it. Panther just coming out for this DualMixed over here. Going to be helping this Tiger out. And it's just going to be way too much to deal with right now. Need some Pioneers to get on up here. Start repairing this Tiger if it possibly can. M10 wants to get in, but it can't do anything. There's Panzerschrecks out on the field and taking a massive shot from one of the squads here. Oh dear. Yeah, they wanna do something. They want to do something. This M10 wants to do something, but he can't. Way too much anti-tank. And so this supplier is going to go down. And the Americans are kind of stuffed. There's still a lot of units available for the Wehrmacht to move on forward. Notice how that they're moving that Tiger back. Good on you. Far too many games we watch. The Wehrmacht or the whatever person will be way too offensive with their King Tiger, their Tiger, their Pershing, whatever. It just gets destroyed too soon because they just keep on going and keep on pushing. But what I like, he did his damage. He's just gonna go away now. He's just gonna go back, get repaired, and then fight on soon enough. Some Grenadiers being crushed in the treads. One M10 going down, and that is the Panther on the field with triple veterancy, allowing him to survive a whole lot longer than he normally could. And look at that, that's another M10 down. This one trying to circle around, but the traverse speed of the Panther pretty much catching up with the M10, and also Panzerschrecks helping support this Panther. Nah, this M10's gonna go down if he doesn't start getting out of here right now. Yeah, there we go. A rocket right into the side belly, into the ribs. That is it. evilInaCIoset has dropped from the game. B747 looks like he's quite reluctant, quite hesitant from actually moving on forward with his single M10. I don't think he's gonna be able to do anything right now. And that gives the Wehrmacht free roam to move on forward and make another big offensive if they wanted to. And that is it, guys. That is it. B747 has dropped. Both opponents, both Americans have dropped. Oh my gosh, can you believe that? Can you freaking believe that? What we saw down south was that the Americans moved in. Remember with their attack of the half-track and also the riflemen and the engineers, and they blew up the HQ, or damaged it anyway with their demolition charge. And then they came in another time and blew up some more buildings. And all in all, this headquarters was taken down 2 times. Man, that looked like they had it right in the bag. It looked like they had it. But then, I guess, just what happened up here, this American, evilInaCIoset, just didn't have enough to defend against the Tiger. And a few Panzerschrecks. He just didn't have those Shermans. He didn't have any AT guns. He just didn't have what was necessary to help defend his base. And what we saw down later was those 4 M10s that got countered by the Stukas because they were stationary. They were asking for it. I mean, if you see your opponent has Stukas out in the field, come on, you got to keep your guys mobile all the time. You can't just sit around and just expect nothing to come on top of you, especially when you're making an offensive on your enemy. So anyway, guys, 40-minute long game. Hope you enjoyed it. Different map. The Valley of the Shadow of Death. Hope you understand why it's sort of like no man's land now. The Valley of the Shadow of Death. Interesting stuff. Anyway, guys, until next time, this is KrebsCOHO, and I will catch you all later.
Right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.